what's up, y'all? So, I'm on my way to Oak Ridge right now for my little sister's graduation. Whoop whoop. A lot of my family came in, so I'm gonna go hang out with them. But while I was driving, I was like, man, I need to tell you guys about this 20K story. I need to tell you about it. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, there's not an ending to the story yet. It's still up in the air. So I'm not even gonna tell y'all yet. I'm gonna let y'all hang on just a little bit longer. Really, I'm gonna hang on a little bit longer and hope and pray that that happens. Everything looks good so far, but I'm gonna tell you the story and about how the major mistakes that I made played out and what not to do. But I was over here thinking while I'm driving, I'm like, man, one thing that nobody ever addresses is what to do with your money when you make it. All these gurus talk about, oh, get rich, 10K in 30 days, 20K in 30 days, all this. But what do you do when you get that money? First thing, when you get that money, you gotta pay taxes on that money at the end of the year. So when you make that 10K, you go ahead and take a % off of that, because that goes straight to Uncle Sam. Or if you know what to do with your taxes, which I'm slowly finding out, what eggs I gotta take this one. Which I'm slowly finding out what to actually do with my taxes and with my money till I don't have to pay taxes. But I'm still planning that I have, planning for having to pay at the end of the year. So what I recommend everybody do, every entrepreneur should read the book Profit First. I don't know who wrote it, but Profit First. I went on YouTube and typed in Profit First audiobook and bam, it was there. YouTube has had all the audiobooks for completely free for each book that I've read so far. So YouTube is a good place just to start to see if your book is there. Not audiobook. I do audiobooks. I'm not a big sit down and read. I like doing audiobooks when I go work out, so that's my thing. So with Profit First, I read that whole book, and I've actually started it again because it was that good and that beneficial to my business. By reading that book, what I started doing was I set up a bunch of different accounts for a bunch of different things. So in my main account, I use Pinnacle Banking. It's right down the road from my house. It's a small branch for Tennessee, and it's better for me because I can create that personal relationship with the people there, with the bankers there, and create that trust. So what I did was I set up a real revenue account, which is a checking account. I set up that account. That account is solely for incoming wires, solely for that. So I use that routing and account number for my wires, and all wires go directly to that account. That's my holding account. I also have another account that I named expenses, right? So every time I get paid, I take a certain percentage. I want to say it's like 30, off the top of my head, it's like 30% of each thing I make goes straight to my expenses. And that's how much I have for my expenses. So I can't go over that. If I go over that, then I can't afford it. So I take 30% of each deal and put it in my expense account. Then I have another account with that, which is owner pay. Right? So a certain percentage goes straight to the owner because I'm the owner, so I'm paying myself as well. So then from there, I have linked my external bank accounts as well. So I have a USAA checkings account, which is where I take that owner pay and transfer it into that external account because that is the bank that I use on the day-to-day, right? So my owner pay goes straight into there. I also use a Marcus online savings account. I have that set up for my taxes. So 20% of each deal goes straight into my taxes. Now I have all the percentages written out. I'm just giving you rough numbers because I don't have them. I don't know them off the top of my head. But read that Profit First book and it'll tell you how to find your percentages that work for you. But anyways, I have a Marcus account, online savings account. It's a 4.1% APY, which is way better than any account that Pinnacle or USA has. It's a good online savings account. So that's what I use for my taxes. So I transfer money from that first account that real revenue account, where that wire comes in, I transfer this straight to my online bank account that's labeled taxes. And I don't see that money, I don't touch that money. It's just there at the end of the year when I file my taxes, if I need to pay. Because like I said, I'm finding out ways to not pay taxes at all. So if at the end of the year, say I get my business shows that I make zero money, I don't have to pay any taxes, all that money that I already saved for the year in taxes will go to me personally as a bonus. So that's how I have it mapped out right now. Also, in that savings account, I have another savings account called Pay Me, which is my life savings account. I had this Pay Me account since I was in high school. My dad taught me about it, and this is just, every time you make some money, you gotta pay yourself. So I have the owner pay, and then also have my life savings Pay Me account that I don't see as well. And I only use that if like a really good investment opportunity comes up, or if I'm really wanting something, and I use a little bit of that money. So that's how it's set up. So I have 5 or 6 different accounts for different things that are solely used for that. With my checking account, I have that real revenue account that I told you the wires come in. I have a debit card for that, but I don't use it. And then I also have a debit card for my expense account. My other account, I don't have a card for it because I'm just using that account to hold funds while I transfer it to my other actual USAA account. So as I was driving, I was thinking, I'm like, man, us young people, man, once we get money, once we start having money, what are we gonna do with it? What do we do with it? The book Profit First is fabulous for any entrepreneur, any person starting out, and even somebody who works a 9 to 5. If you want kind of a little bit of structure of what to do with your money, read that book because it might help you out. I loved it. I'm gonna read it multiple times, and it's something that my friend just started a detailing business. I told him to read that book because you're just starting out. You want to know what to do with your money. My friend has an established detail business. I told him, read that book. I have another guy who I worked for in high school, who has a detailing business. I sent him that book and told him to look at it. One of my brothers who I live with, he has a full-blown dog breeding business. So I told him to read that. So everybody who I come into contact with, I'm telling them to read this Profit First book, because managing your money correctly is so important. It is something that is not taught to us, and it's something that we just got to kind of figure out. So read that book, Profit First, and make your own decisions. But I suggest having multiple accounts for multiple things, so you know exactly where your money is, you know exactly where it's going, and you know exactly what it belongs to. Also, I'm using that app Wave. I think I told you guys about it. It's an online application called Wave. I have all of my bank accounts and my credit cards linked up to this Wave account. And as I'm going, I do it like once a week. I just go through and teach the AI what my purchases are and where they should go. That way, at the end of the month, I have a report that tells me exactly where every single dollar I spent went, which is beautiful. So get your finances together. If I can, you know, push you towards anything, just get your finances right, get them together, and take care of yourself and your money. So you're not worried and stressed out. You know exactly what's what, you know exactly how much you have to spend, and you just have a good hold on yourself and your business. So that's my little rant today. It was just on my mind, so I thought I'd speak about it. That 20K, story, I cannot wait to dive into that, because there's so many lessons that I learned that I want to teach you guys, but I don't know how this is going to play out. So I don't know how I'm going to address it. Does that make sense? So my whole thing, I'm going to wait until it plays out, and then I will lay it all out and show you guys every single last one of my mistakes and walk you through the whole process of how basically this big payday for me played out. So guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Get your finances right, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe and do your thing.